Hello, and welcome back to ARAH, the G.I. Joe Real American Hero Costume Club. I'm your host, and I'm your founder, Wild Bill Hardy. We are concluding Article 8, Merchandising and Promotional Standards, with subsection E, Vendor Blacklists. This is the last section of this article. And then the next section, the next article, is the disciplinary action section of the charter. And then we're done. So this is going to be the last video for this article here. Vendor blacklists. In the last video, we discussed recasting and the importance of it, why it should not be done. Okay, so vendor blacklists. There are times when it is necessary to put a vendor on a blacklist. The reasons vary for why this happens, but it is done as a means of protecting fellow customers from scams and other unfortunate situations. I mean, we put these bad actors, as it were, on this list so to keep you informed and to keep you protected from being taken advantage of. Okay. To find out if a vendor is reputable or not, members can ask the leadership staff of G.I. Joe Real American Hero Costume Club. They can tell you whether a vendor can be trusted or not. The club leadership will keep an active vendor blacklist file available for public use. We really haven't had one on the G.I. Joe side of things. I can't think of anyone right now that I would blacklist. I mean, if we were talking Star Wars, I mean, there's quite a few I would tell you right there. Do not deal with them. Star Fortress Productions, Outworld. There was another one I can't remember right now, but they were based out of the Philippines. Those guys are that guy. Well, the rumor was, and I've heard that it was confirmed, but I've never actually seen it myself. The rumor was that he was a fugitive from U.S. justice, from American justice. He fled to the Philippines with his wife and then set up shop down there. My understanding is that kiddie porn was involved. And he's a recaster. That much has been confirmed on this next part that I'm going to... it was known that he had recast a Star Wars helmet from a known vendor in the community, a very well-respected vendor in the community. And when called out on it via email, this vendor had reported that in their email exchange, he said, "Hey, you've recasted," and the guy's nonchalant response was, "Thanks for making a quality product that I could recast from." So didn't even deny it, right? So I would say that if you are into Star Wars costume at all, avoid that tool, because we don't support that. We don't support vendors who screw people over. We don't support vendors who steal from other vendors. Just put it that way. So another avenue that you can utilize is to check with the replica and prop forum. They're kind of a catch-all when it comes to like prop building and, hey, this is my project. This is, they've been around for years and they're very reputable. These are go-tos. You can go through their website, their www.therpf.com/. They're a forum. I mean, they're a message board, but they're a wealth of information, and they're a community that is about it's by the vendors, for the vendors, kind of thing. Not just vendors, just anybody in general. They sometimes they keep tabs on vendors as well. Like if they hear about a vendor who is a bad actor, they call them out. They say, hey, this is a vendor that you shouldn't affiliate with. So in a sense, I mean, they're kind of like a an ongoing blacklist themselves. I mean, they blacklist vendors, and they're a very reputable source to go to. But like any forum, they have registration, and it's been a number of years, but like any forum, one would have to register to be a member of their forum. However, they only have open registration at select times of the year. But if you are a member of their forum, you can go to their forum, and then you can pose questions. You can feel free to pose questions of vendor reliability to the appropriate forum sections on their site. There may be members of the replica and prop forum who can answer those questions. I mean, like I said, it's a whole community, and those guys are really on top of prop building methods, materials to use, maybe even pointing in the right direction of who to talk to. Over the years, like YouTube has exploded. Like I mean, we're obviously on YouTube right now, but like I am, I am an avid student of the University of YouTube. I have learned a lot about prop building stuff, and like, so even though this is about vendor blacklists, if you are interested in that sort of thing, building props and like, here's a couple folks that I could recommend to you, and that is the Evil Ted channel. Evil Ted is really good. Punished Props. His name is Bill Doran. He's up in the Seattle area. He's really good. I'll have to link these guys when I find them, but Bob I've actually met a couple times when I lived in Kentucky, and I think his channel is called I Like to Make Things, but like these guys are really good. So these aren't blacklisted vendors. These are resources, and I kind of rabbit trail because they don't really have anything to do with blacklisting or vendors, but they're into prop building. But again, vendor blacklists are in place to protect against individuals from being scammed or conned out of their hard-earned money. The list is to be seen as a buyer beware cautionary tool to set minds at ease as to when, to assist you in your decision-making process when making purchases. Okay. The vendor blacklist will give a brief detailed account of why the vendor is on the list. It should list citable circumstances and not be a result of hearsay. You just heard me talk about Star Fortress. A lot of that is hearsay. The kiddie porn stuff was hearsay, but and it's been years, but I did read the account about the recasting bit. So that's why I would, and before I ever knew that they were not reputable, I used them one time when I was doing an Imperial officer's uniform, and I kind of got hosed by them. So like, I personally would never recommend them ever for anything. Always buy local if you can. So all accusations should be thoroughly investigated before ever being put on a list. And that just goes without saying. We're going to do that list. Your sector command quartermaster will be. I mean, that's kind of one of that's their wheelhouse. That's something they should be taking care of. But just know that, like, as things come up and we have vendors who violate the policies and the procedures, we're going to put them on that blacklist. If we can't confidently trust that they're going to take care of you their client, their customer, we're not going to endorse them on our club. It's that simple. I mean, my loyalty is to each and every one of you, and that's the goal, is to protect um, your purchasing power, protect your finances, protect you as an individual, so that you're not getting hosed, right? So that is vendor blacklists. That concludes Article 8, merchandising and promotional standards. The next video series is going to be Article 9, disciplinary action, where I will go into great detail on what it means to be a member in good standing, what conduct unbecoming of a Joe really constitutes, what disciplinary actions are, suspensions and expulsions, and then, of course, I will get into the disciplinary glossary terms, right? It goes without saying, but it's there. You know, you got to know what a defendant is. You got to know what an accuser is. You got to know what a victim is. You got to know what a witness is, what a presiding officer is, what the hearing panel, the verdict, the appeal, and final notes. That is going to be the disciplinary action, and that's going to be next set of videos, and then that will conclude our video series on the ARAH Charter. And then after that, it's whatever. I don't know. But with that said, any comments, questions, or concerns that we have discussed so far about merchandising and promotional standards, or anything really for that matter in this charter, drop them in the comments below, please. I need feedback. I absolutely need feedback. So thank you for enduring thus far, but we're almost there toward the end. So thank you for taking this journey with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. So Yojo, Cobra, knowing is half the battle. And we will talk again soon as we dive into Article 9, disciplinary action. Okay. Have a good one. See you. Bye.